At long last, the highly anticipated Espire 2 comes to Quest, ditching the VR operative subtitle of its predecessor, Espire 1. When Doc Neal reviewed Espire 1 for the channel, he wasn't too happy about it and gave it a 3 out of 10. I can't say I blame him. The game was wonky, the graphics muddy, the enemy NPCs had AS rather than AI, the writing was tedious and banal, and perhaps most offensively, it was a stealth game that rewarded run-and-gun shooting and required little to no actual stealth. Like the first game, Espire 2 has you piloting remote-controlled robots, or frames as they're called, while you go about stopping the bad guys from doing terribly bad things. It refers to itself as stealth action, but also as an FPS shooter, and it has multiplayer co-op. We only got our hands on Espire 2 yesterday, so I haven't had enough time to finish the game, much less ruminate on it long enough to give it a full review. So, without further ado, here are my first impressions of the game. Espire 2 is far more polished than Espire 1 was. The interface is smart enough to run you through a quick configuration to ensure that you customize your comfort and VR settings right at the start, rather than dumping some defaults on you and hoping for the best. There's a bit of a starting sequence that the developers have asked us not to show footage of or spoil in any way, so we won't. It's really not that impressive or groundbreaking, however, so we're not quite sure what the big deal is. Anyway, it happens, it's at the start, and then you're plunged into the game proper, more or less. I say more or less because your first hour of gameplay essentially functions as a training mission. That, in and of itself, shouldn't be a problem, but rather than nudge you towards picking up the game mechanics, the game succumbs to one of the biggest failings of the first Espire. There's just too much damn talking. Your remote guide from Mission HQ keeps telling you what to do throughout the whole mission. It's annoying. I wish the game were smart enough to just, as I said, nudge you towards discovering what you can do and how to do it, rather than feeling that it has to talk you through the entire first hour or so. There are other issues that are immersion breaking, and I'm sure I'll be accused of nitpicking, but when you grab things, and you can grab many things, your robotic hands aren't good at gripping. Your hands will make a fist, but often not around the object you're grabbing, but nearby it. This makes it look like you've got short-range telekinesis rather than you actually grabbing an object. It feels wonky and detracts from the high-quality feel that developer Digital Load were clearly aiming to achieve. Is Espire 2 better than Espire 1? Yes, it is. The caveat here is that Espire 1 was a god-awful mess, so that's not a particularly high bar to clear. The gameplay is better, the graphics are better, the sound is generally better, the 3D positional audio works well, and the game does have a lengthy-ish single-player campaign and a co-op campaign you can play with a friend. The most unfortunate thing about the game, perhaps, and it shares this with the first, is how seriously it takes itself and how long it takes for you to start enjoying it. Espire 2 takes itself so seriously that it doesn't really seem to bother with making sure you're having fun right at the start. It's normal for games to take some time to introduce you to how they work, but it's also weird to assume that onboarding can't be fun. Some games keep you glued at the start by being fun right off the bat. Think of Tentacular, where right at the opening scene you can splash your tentacles around in the water, picking up objects and throwing them around and savoring the tactile nature of it all. Some games lure you in with mystery and intrigue, like The Under Presents or Mare, where the atmosphere itself and the promise of some obscure narrative are enough to keep you hooked. But Espire 2, like Espire 1, takes itself very seriously, despite its storytelling and setting being fairly generic, and it doesn't even acknowledge that genericness of it the way I Expect You to Die does, for instance. Espire 2 is just a generically set game with a sci-fi conceit that demands you take it seriously and get down to business. What this means is that the first hour, with you being guided around like a trained monkey, it just isn't that much fun. And yes, I started enjoying the game more by the third mission. But why? Why do I have to endure almost 1.5 or 2 hours before I'm starting to actually enjoy a game. I don't know. In any case, despite promising that you could control multiple frames, the game really only gives you 2. I suppose technically 2 counts as multiple, but, well. The biggest gripe I have with the game has to be the remarkably inept AI. I guess we could call it artificial idiocy that the enemy NPCs exhibit. You can hide behind a crate and they'll call the search off. You can hide inside a 2-meter vent with the enemy on both sides of it, and again, a few seconds later, they'll call off the search and wander off. The game does try to force you into using stealth far more than the first one did. Weapons the enemies drop are locked until you use precious energy, playing a whack-a-mole or, chase the glitch inspired minigame to unlock them, but despite those efforts, it still takes quite a bit of damage for you to get killed. And yes, I was playing normal, not story mode. And you can still run around shooting people and whacking them with your fists when you're out of ammo. The best part of the game so far, and the main reason I might recommend it to anybody, given what I've seen of it so far, is that given the apparent cancellation of Splinter Cell on Quest, the co-op mode really is the closest you'll get to playing a Splinter Cell-like game in VR on Quest with a friend. Me and Andrew played a mission in co-op, and despite all the aforementioned issues, I'll still say that there is a unique attraction to be had coordinating movements and attacks and tactics with a friend over a campaign mission. So, no score for now, but if you're expecting the next big thing in VR, this isn't quite it. However, if you and a friend are itching for a co-op stealth experience, it might well scratch that itch until something better comes along. So, until next time, I hope this first impressions video has been useful at all. I'm sorry we don't have a full review ready for you. Like I said, we just got it yesterday. And if you like our video, please give us a like. If you like our channel, you know what to do. Have a great day.
So you gotta hide behind the boxes when it's pointing at us.
Resuming patrol.
How do you want to go about this? Oh, okay. There you go. Ouch, ouch! Are you okay?
I know you're out there.
Well, they've been alerted.
Sweep the area for any intruders. Shoot on sight.
Okay, I'm coming for the other one. There we go. Okay. Oh, there was a dude here. Wait, so who got you? The dude or the turret? Oh, okay. Okay, there's a gun there. Do you want it?
All units, we're calling off the search. Return to your posts and remain on high alert.
Looks like the gun I've already got. Well, actually, no, it isn't. It's a little different. I'll keep the one I've got, or should I use this one? I don't know. Forget it. Okay. Should we go this way? Oh, wait. We could go through that sewage thing, or whatever, that way. I don't know. I'm not sure which way is best to go. Okay, let's deactivate this thing, and deactivate this thing. Oh, this doesn't actually go anywhere, so yeah, we need to go up again. Oh, that was in case we wanted to go... If you had gone down here, the turret would have been higher than you were. There we go. It's okay. Okay, so there's this tunnel, and there's this tunnel. I'm not sure which one we should go through. And there's... No, this is not a tunnel. So we've got 2 tunnels. What do you figure? Alright. Yeah. I'm good.
Dual authenticators. Fancy. You'll both need to place your hands on them at the